If money doesn't buy happiness, why do we keep chasing it as if it were the key to everything that truly matters? Maybe the truth is more uncomfortable than we'd like to admit. Money doesn't make us happy. It merely numbs our pain with expensive distractions. In the first moments of a new purchase, a luxury car, a dream vacation, we feel a spike, not of happiness, but of fleeting euphoria. And that's exactly where the danger lies. We mistake sparkle for light, pleasure for meaning, comfort for purpose. We live in a society that sells happiness as a product. It's in the shop windows, on social media, in perfume commercials, and in the forced smiles of those who seem to have it all. From a young age, we learn that success is measured in dollar signs, that our bank account is a reflection of our personal fulfillment. And so, we grow up programmed to believe that the more money we have, the more complete we will be. But what no one tells us is that this promise comes at a price, and it's not something you pay for with money. The problem begins when we confuse the value of life with market value. When we believe that a luxury watch defines our worth, or that an apartment with an ocean view is proof that we've made it. This kind of thinking creates an invisible prison, where every material achievement becomes just a new level of expectation. Happiness then stops being a state of being and becomes an unreachable goal, constantly postponed until after the next purchase. Money, by itself, is neutral. It's a tool, a means. But the way we treat it turns it into an end. And that's when it stops buying happiness and starts buying the illusion of it. An illusion carefully crafted by industry, by culture, and, most cruelly, by ourselves. We create a narrative where the lack of meaning can be fixed with a new gadget, a new outfit, a new status. But the truth is, the existential anguish remains. Only now it's quieter and more expensive. There is a void that money cannot fill. Not because it's useless, but because what we truly seek cannot be bought. Human connection, purpose, authenticity, inner peace. The problem is that when we trade those pursuits for comfort and consumption, we numb the pain without healing it. Like taking a painkiller for a wound that needs surgery. And the more we ignore this, the more dependent we become on external stimuli to maintain the illusion that everything's fine. Think about it. How many times have you seen someone achieve a major material dream, only to feel empty again just a few weeks later? That's the effect of fleeting pleasure. Dopamine spikes, the ego swells, the eyes shine. But soon, everything goes back to normal, or worse, to a deeper state of boredom. That's because true happiness can't be sustained by accomplishments that come from the outside. It requires inner roots, and money, powerful as it may be, can't grow them for us. And yet, we keep running. We work overtime, sacrifice time with those we love, compare ourselves to strangers on the internet, all in the name of an image of success that we're not even sure we want, but have learned to desire. The problem isn't having money. The problem is what we expect it to fix. And when we place the weight of our personal fulfillment on it, we're setting ourselves up for an elegant, comfortable, and deeply lonely kind of frustration. That's the trap. Money doesn't buy happiness, but it can buy the illusion of it. And that illusion is sold to us every day as if it were real. It sparkles, enchants, seduces, but in the end, it's just a mirage in the desert of our dissatisfaction. The human being is a creature driven by desire. Since antiquity, philosophers like Epicurus and Seneca have warned us, it's not wealth that corrupts, but the illusion that it is enough. The problem isn't wanting to live well, it's believing that accumulation will free us from existential suffering. We desire comfort, yes, but what we truly seek, often without realizing it, is meaning. And meaning, unlike money, cannot be accumulated. It is built quietly in our choices, our connections, the truths we face. Nietzsche said that life is only worth living if we have the courage to face suffering as part of the journey. But we live in an era that treats any discomfort as a sign of failure. Consumption has become a way to escape from ourselves. We buy not because we need, but because we fear the emptiness that emerges when the screen goes dark and the city's noise fades. Money then becomes a shield against anguish, a sophisticated yet ineffective defense against the question we try to avoid at all costs. What if I have everything and I'm still not happy? Modern society has traded being for having, and then for appearing. In this game, money not only enables consumption, it becomes a tool of identity. We no longer buy just objects, we buy versions of ourselves. A new car, designer clothes, an exclusive trip. Everything becomes performance. And in this ongoing act, we forget who we are when no one is watching. In this context, money stops being a means to live and becomes a way to escape truly living. The paradox is cruel. The more we use money to fill the void, the deeper that void becomes, because it doesn't reach the deeper layers of our existence. It doesn't solve moral dilemmas, it doesn't heal childhood wounds, it doesn't replace the affection we never received. Philosophy reminds us that happiness is not something to be acquired, but something to be understood. And understanding oneself is a task no credit card can pay for. How many times have you seen someone post a photo smiling in front of a luxury car, a paradise beach, or an expensive restaurant, and yet felt there was something empty behind that shine? It's because deep down, even if unconsciously, we all know luxury can be rented, smiles can be rehearsed, and happiness can be staged. Still, we keep chasing those images as if they were undeniable proof of a well-lived life. In everyday life, we mistake frequency for truth. If everyone does it, it must be real. But it's not. Have you ever noticed how Mondays are hated and Fridays are celebrated like a relief? That says a lot. We work all week to buy moments of escape on the weekend. We need vacations just to endure the routine that money itself demands. It's a life where comfort comes at a high price: time, presence, authenticity. And often, when we finally buy what we always wanted, we realize the emptiness is still there. Only now it's hidden behind expensive objects and Instagrammable experiences. Deep down, what we seek isn't in things, but in the feelings we hope they'll bring us: belonging, love, freedom. But when we transfer these needs to consumption, we create a vicious cycle. We trade experiences for distractions, depth for appearance. We buy to forget, not to live. And so, in the most ordinary moments, in lines, in the uncomfortable silence of a Sunday night, we begin to realize that maybe we've confused status with meaning and comfort with happiness. Money has its value. Denying that would be naive. It buys freedom of choice, comfort, and security. But when we believe it can also buy the essence of happiness, we get lost in an elegant illusion disguised as success. The real tragedy isn't in wanting a better life, but in projecting our sense of meaning onto figures, possessions, and appearances. Happiness is not something you acquire. It's something you build step by step in the relationships you nurture, in being true to who you are, and in the silence you learn to embrace. There comes a moment when you have to stop and ask, am I truly living, or just consuming experiences to avoid the emptiness? Money can numb, distract, impress, but it cannot heal. And the sooner we understand that, the sooner we stop chasing mirages and start seeking what truly matters. The illusion of purchasable happiness is comfortable, but deeply empty. Reality may hurt, but it's in reality that meaning grows. The choice is yours. Stay in the cycle or wake up. If this reflection made you think differently, then the video has done its job. Here, we talk about money not as an end, but as part of something greater: building a life with purpose. If you want to keep exploring these uncomfortable yet necessary truths, subscribe to the channel now. The journey is just beginning, and it goes far beyond your bank balance.